Hey there, YouTube. All right, so I am attempting a pretty long travel this time. I'm going all across Asia, well, Hawaii first, and then most of Asia. We're gonna go Japan, South Korea, and then pretty much all of Southeast Asia with Taiwan rolled in there as well. So a lot of different countries over these next 7 months, and I'm attempting to do it all on technically one bag with a packable day pack inside. So what kind of bag am I using? It's the Peak Design bag. Pretty big. It's a 45-liter bag. Um, has a lot of functionality. I've done a lot of research over the last month and a half on what bag to get. Originally did like an Osprey liter or 45 liter, I think it was, with like a little attachable day pack to it, but it wasn't a packable day pack. It was attached onto it from the front, and I didn't like the way that the backpack sagged down when it was attached. So I got a different bag. So I wanted to go ahead and use this video to essentially unpack my bag and show you what's inside and what I'm doing for this one bag. This is under, when I'm dressed up at the airport with all the stuff I'll be kind of layered up and carrying, which I'll get into later on. This bag is right under 12 kilograms, which is the carry-on limit for most budget airlines. So, for example, like Bamboo Airlines, the Vietnam Airlines, and then what is it? Zip Air. I paid a little bit extra to get to 12 kilograms instead of 7, but it's still carry-on size up to 12 kilograms. So as long as you stay under 12 kilograms, you can get at least your bag carried on. You just may have to pay a little bit extra if it's the super budget airlines. I think Vietjet, for example, they require like 7 kilograms. So what I'm trying to say is that if you really want to carry on your bag, which I do, then got to stay under 12 kilograms. Okay, cool. Well, let's get into the unpacking and I'll show you kind of what that consists of. All right, so I'm going to try to stay out of the frame a little bit so I can give you a good look into the bag and how everything is packed and what I'm packing. So if I'm not in the frame, I'll just be talking. So we'll get into it. This is essentially just a little travel lock here. Nothing to it. Just you put in your code, it zips up, zips out, and you're good to go. And I've got a 17-liter foldable, squishy little water bottle here that just hangs on the side with a cap so it doesn't get everywhere. Squeezes down into nothing, and can carry some water. Now we'll get into the front of the bag first, and then I will go into the back afterwards. So if you look at the very front here, all there is, or all I have, is the chest strap that goes on when you're carrying it. You can actually detach this. So in order for it not to fall off on me, and I don't want to lose it when I'm not carrying it around, I will go ahead and just stuff it in here for a little bit. Actually, you know what? Before I get into the actual part of the bag, I want to go ahead and show you the really cool thing about Peak Design bags. Now, not only are there a bunch of places to hold the bag, you've got the front, the top, obviously. You've got a handle, really sturdy handle on each side of the bag. You've got a handle actually even under the bag. And you've also got a handle here. And you may be wondering, looks like a suitcase right now, where are the straps? Well, they actually hide in these little magnetic pouches here. So you can pull them out. And you've got your backpack, right? The little chest strap can attach onto any of these three things here. You've also got two little mounts that you could attach the water bottle to, or anything else with a carabiner, essentially. You've also got, tucked away in here, these are going to be your straps, your waist straps. And these connect and have a little pocket and a little place to hook stuff like a carabiner or whatever. So you can use it like a suitcase, or you can use it like a backpack. And it's super comfortable even with this size being pretty large. All right, so got into that part. let's get into the front of the bag. So it's got one pretty large compartment here. Goes all the way around. And it opens up. So we'll go over the first pouch. The first pouch, I've got some deodorants, some special pad deodorants. Sweat Block is like a super good sweat deodorant that I use. And then obviously just the normal stick. So these are like little pads you put on, basically like once a week. You can just wipe your armpits and prevents the sweating for a lot of it. And this is for like hands, feet, that type of stuff. Just in Asia, it's going to be I'm going to be really hot and sweaty, and I don't want that to ruin my trip. And then I've got a regular stick of deodorant here. So we've got that. I've got a little thing of Q-tips from CVS. And then I've got 2 of the Sea to Summit laundry wash laundry detergents. Essentially, they're little pads. You just put one in here with warm water and you can do laundry like that. Because I'm limited to the amount of liquids I can take, especially since everything is going to be checked in, having these be not liquid just helps with that. Next is I've got some electrolyte replacements here. It could be any brand, but this is just something to help when you sweat a lot, which I do. You get dehydrated very easily. This will help with that. And then finally, this is like a little med pouch I've got. So this was actually, forgot what I got this pouch from or for. I think it was like, I don't know. Oh, I think this is actually the battery bank I got, but I just used it to store these little medicines. So I've got some Tylenol, some Dramamine, some ibuprofen, some Hall's cough drops, 1 Alka-Seltzer pill, because that's all that I had, but I'll probably get some more later on if I need it. Some more ibuprofen, and finally, some Pepto-Bismol. If there's anything else that you think I should need while traveling through Asia in terms of medicine, I've heard that a lot of the medicine can be fake in Southeast Asia, so if there's anything that you guys recommend I take before I actually leave, please let me know in the comments below, because this is my first time doing a backpacking trip, especially for this long, and if anybody has some experience that they want to shed some light on that I'm missing, I could replace one of these ibuprofens with that, or I could, do whatever. Just add it to my bag. I've got a little bit of extra space, and these are 5 ounces, 10 ounces maybe. So this is my little med pouch. Put that in there. Including the med pouch, I've also got a little clothesline. I got this from Sea to Summit as well. So this is just literally a line. It's super compact, weighs pretty much nothing. And this is gonna help me dry my clothes. I want to wash my clothes, but I don't want to necessarily dry my clothes in the dryer. I have a couple of merino wool items and I don't want those to shrink up. So that's why. So that's everything in that pouch. This is also like a little nice mesh pouch. So nothing's, it's not really holy, but it is holy, but it's also just, it covers everything well. I like it. It's also got like a little spot for pens. I'll probably put like a little travel pen in there or something like that. So that's the first pouch done. The second pouch is right here. And I've got some masks. So I'm going to be wearing a mask in Southeast Asia, or in Asia, mainly Korea and Japan, and probably Taiwan, because the mask mandate is not necessarily gone, and a lot of people still wear masks over there. In America, hardly anybody wears a mask anymore, at least in California, where I'm from. But in those countries, I do want to respect their way of it, and I'll just bring a mask. So I got one. This is basically a little Velcro one around your face. So just put it on. I'm sure you've seen a mask before. but goes around here. So that way it'll actually stay on, and it's pretty comfortable. There's these little pads inside that you can replace, and that's what these are. So obviously I'm not going to replace them every day, but I'll replace them as they get dirty or sweaty or gross. So this is an extra one, actually. I've got another one that I'll be wearing in the airport. When I went to Vietnam in October, nobody wore a mask in Vietnam. This was in October 2022. But when I did go on the airplanes like Vietjet and Vietnam Airlines, they did require me to wear a mask. It was the only time anybody cared. So I'll wear a mask, and I want to make sure it's comfortable since I've got a couple long flights from Hawaii to Japan and from Korea to Vietnam, so I want it to be comfortable. Next in my pouch, got a little CVS first aid kit. It's pretty darn small. I did some research on this. I bought a bigger one on Amazon, and it was bulky, big, and I don't think I need it. So this just has kind of all the normal stuff. Cuts, scrapes, you can screenshot it if you really want to see what's in there. But it's just some bandages, a little tick remover, which I'm going to be doing some hiking, so that might be important. Some after bites if you get bug bites and stuff. So it's not going to save me if I break my leg, but it'll get the job done in most situations. And the next part is going to be a merino hoodie. So this, or merino, what do you call this? Yeah, you know what this is. I don't have to say the name. So this is called Smart Wool. I literally just bought this today. This is one of my last editions. And this little hat, this little hoodie will keep me warm in Korea and Japan. It'll still be March and April when I'm there, and I'm scared that it'll be a little bit cold. So this will kind of keep me a little bit warmer than just a normal hat would. So I've got that, and it scrunches into nothing anyway. This is my North Face puffer. So this, basically goes into nothing. It packs into its own pocket. I'm a pretty big guy, so this is an extra large one. So that's probably why it's a bit bigger than what you may think of. But it could be used as a nice pillow when I'm on the, at the airport or whatnot. And during Vietnam, if I'm taking a bus or a train, maybe this could be like a nice little pillow for me. I do actually have a jacket that'll keep me warmer, and this is going to be a merino jacket as well, Smart Wool again. And this is a hooded jacket with some zippered pockets. And this is basically this probably won't be necessary in Asia to have two jackets in Southeast Asia. But the reason I bought this and I'm bringing this is because it's merino wool. And when I went hiking at Kern River yesterday, just got back, the jacket that I was going to bring stunk. It smelled terrible after a 5-mile hike. So I realized, you know what, if I'm going to bring a lighter jacket, if I'm going up in Japan, I'm hiking Mountain on Tai in Nikko. It's going to be longer hikes where it's going to be pretty chilly at the top. I'm probably going to want something like this, at least to put in my day pack if I need to take it off, but just having it will be nice. So I'm going to bring this as well. This is an empty stasher, basically just a reusable Ziploc bag. And I'll put some like nuts or something in here, or whatever I want for food at the airport, or just having some place to store something I feel like is going to be useful, especially if it's airtight like that. Just maybe I could store some leftovers or nuts or whatever I need. I just think that this will be super handy to have, and it's reusable. And it weighs nothing. So I'll get into my actual tech pouch in a minute, but this is basically just your standard charger, right? Your portable charger for the different countries. So you've got one country, two ports, and then you've got that one, And then your normal US one plugs into whatever one. But also got this guy, which may be a little bit redundant, but I think it'll be really useful. So when I'm in the hostels and stuff, it's got 3 American plugs, which is going to help me be able to charge my power bank and my, my laptop, my phone, right? It can charge everything all at once, and it's got USBs. So this thing is, I think, is going to be super useful. I'm just going to bring it. That way I only need really one adapter to plug into this, and then everything else can plug into this. So my power outlet stuff. The next one is going to be some standard flip-flops. Now these will only be used kind of lounging around and when I'm taking a shower. So these kind of pack down into nothing. I literally just bought these again today. They are waterproof. They're called Reef. I have big feet. This is actually a size 13, which I don't normally wear 13 shoes, but I tried the 12s and they didn't work. I'm normally a 12.5 guy, so I figure for these shoes, a little bit more comfy on the larger side may be better. Plus they squeeze down to nothing, so this is pretty thin. And when I'm done taking a shower or whatever, I can just use this. Put it back in this little storage container. I bought this little storage container on Amazon, and it came with 4 of them. I'm using 3 of them because I don't need to separate these. They fit in one, so I'm good there. So these, I think these were a new addition. I was originally going to bring the other shoes. I'll show you in a bit. But I feel like these will be easy to kind of slip on and slip off when I'm washing my feet and things of that nature. Just kind of, oh, I want to get up and use the restroom. I don't have to go put those sandals on. I can just slip these on and off. So I think this is going to be a little bit more convenient. Is it absolutely necessary? Maybe not, but they are not very heavy and they scrunch down to nothing. So that's that. Bag's also got some other pockets in here as well. So I'll go into these. So this is going to be a little travel blanket. It could also be a pillow, I guess, but I bought this at TJ Maxx. It was one of the first things I bought before I really realized what I was doing. And this blanket is so thin and lightweight. You can actually probably see it through the camera, see my bed still. It's super lightweight. It does not really do much in terms of keeping you warm, but hopefully in Japan, there's a lot of hostels that have those little dividers that are gonna help keep you asleep when you're on the bunk beds and whatnot of those hostels. But in Korea, as I'm doing more research, I'm realizing that's not really the trend in the hostels that I'm going to. So having this little sheet, I'm thinking, yeah, maybe to keep me a little bit warm on those budget airlines that don't offer these. But on my bunk bed, if I could put that sheet over the bunk, right? If I'm on the bottom bunk, assuming, I could basically black out or give myself a little bit of privacy. I know you can see through it, but it'll be a little bit darker in a room with 10, 12 people. That might just do the trick to keep me asleep. So there's that. Doesn't weigh very much. If I need to get rid of it, I'll get rid of it. But so far, I'm within my weight limit while keeping it, and it scrunches into this little pocket, which is pretty convenient. Again, this is just a packable travel pillow. Probably could have packed that a little bit better. Nothing else in that little pocket, but there is something in this one. So, these are my towels. This one's still a little bit damp because I literally just used it yesterday morning, but they dry pretty darn quick if you just air them out a little bit. So this is a large towel I bought on Amazon. It's Rain Leaf is the brand. Probably just some generic Amazon brand. And this towel is just my towel, so I don't have to rent towels at every hostel that I go to, assuming they don't provide them. I did the most of my booking for Japan on booking.com, and some offer towels, some do not. I don't want to pay the fee, so I brought my own. This will also be great to use, if I go to a hot spring or if I go to the beach, whatever the case is. I want to go lay down in the sand. I've got something here, at least a little bit. I can always wash it if it gets too dirty. And then on top of that, a smaller version, same thing. It's just a little face towel. You know, when I'm done shaving, whatever's left, I want to be able to wipe the shaving cream off or wash my face. And I don't want to do that with the same towel that I use. I'm just kind of picky like that. So having this other little towel will be nice. And again, it's super small and compact. Don't have to really worry about weight too much on that. Pretty simple. So those are my towels. And that's really the first part of the bag, guys. That's what's in the first part. So I'll zip this back up. And next, we'll go into the meat of the bag, if you will. So the meat of the bag, it's just one more zipper on the top that opens from the back and opens like so. Before we get into that stuff, we'll get into the laptop. So I've got a laptop sleeve, even though I trust this pretty well. This sleeve is because when I have a day pack, I want something a little bit more protecting. The day pack does not have a like a laptop sleeve or anything like that. So this is I think this is a 13-inch, 13 or 15, but I'm pretty sure this is a 13-inch Surface, Microsoft Surface. So it's done the job. I bought this in college and I've had it ever since. So it's just a laptop. It does have a little place for like a iPad or a Kindle as well. That's kind of separate from the laptop, but I'm not bringing any of that, so I've just got the laptop. Fits very nicely in there. It could even probably be bigger. Actually, that's probably as big as it would go, is that sleeve. So maybe 15, maybe 17 you could squeeze in there. All right, so that's that. Next is, this wasn't packed very well, but just a little travel belt. So this is made of like a carbon plastic, I guess. So you don't have to take it off to go through TSA. So that'll be always nice. And it adjusts. So if I'm walking a lot throughout all the cities and whatnot, and maybe I lose a little bit of weight, right? Fingers crossed. Then you can just adjust this as needed. So you're not bringing two belts. Pretty stretchy. And hopefully this lasts me for the rest of my trip. Notice when I was hiking in Kern River just the other day, you know, running down hills with the dog, my pants would start to fall down a little bit. I like a belt. It's always nice to have. And this one is like feels like it would dry fast. It's not leather or something that's going to get water damaged. So this is a pretty nice travel belt. This is by Arcade, I think is the name. So you can find it at REI. So before I get into my actual tech pouch, this pouch here is essentially just for my my charger for my laptop. The reason it's separate is for two reasons. Number one, I don't want to go dig through my tech pouch if all I'm doing is just trying to charge my laptop. Let's say I'm editing a video or just online and it gets low. If I just know exactly where it is, I can just get this out. I don't have to deal with my tech pouch. I know this is exactly where it will be. Also, this case came with the sleeve, so I'm trying to make use of it. It's not very, I don't think it's waterproof. It's not very nice, but it's a small little pouch, and it came with it. It was free, so I'm taking advantage of it, and I got the room. So, tech pouch. Let's talk about that. So this tech pouch is from Peak Design as well, so the same company from the backpack, and this tech pouch is pretty darn awesome. I had this other tech pouch previously, which I was going to use, but it just wasn't big enough. It only has these two pockets and then this other pocket that you can just shove stuff in. And it doesn't close very well when it's actually full. So I decided, I got this from my mom. She just had it laying around. I decided, nope, not gonna use that. This tech pouch is legit. So It has a little pocket here where you can store, for example, your power bank. This is a 20,000 milliamp power. So this is the largest size that you can carry on. So anything larger than this, they won't let you bring it on the plane. So just make sure it's got two USBs and I think there's two USB 2.0s and then a USB-C. The USB-C is it's for charging the actual power bank and for charging the others. So, but you can't charge with the USBs. So you can't charge the power bank with the USBs. So I really wish that they had another USB-C port so I could charge my power bank and my phone, for example. But whatever, you take what you can get. I still have a USB-C to USB cord, which I'll get into in a minute. So that'll kind of allow me to do that. If I had to change one thing about this eNUI power bank, I would add one more USB-C. All right, that's everything in that pocket. Now it also has a little thing in here that you can slide a cord through from the tech pouch. So you could actually put your power bank and charge something that's in your bag, for example, a camera, and still keep them separate. Now we'll get into the pouch. It's very origami-like. So the actual pouch, this is my Insta360 camera with a lens protector. This is just the sleeve it came with. It works pretty well. So this has one battery in it already and a micro SD card. So this is basically what I'm going to be doing the majority of my shooting with, other than my actual phone. I don't have a drone or anything like that, so my videos will just be me walking around. I have that cord I was just talking about. So this is a USB-C to USB-C cord. This is one of them. I think this is a 4-foot cord. So one USB-C to USB-C 4-foot cord. This is a Insta360 selfie stick. This is the longer one. So you can really go out there, get out there and do your videos. Now, obviously, it's going to be hard to shoot yourself. It's not one of those self sticks because it only has the camera that does, or the attachment that would attach to the bottom in a normal little attachment. However, I do have this tripod, which I will show you at the very end because I'm using it right now, that will attach to this and allow me to kind of shoot towards me, which, yeah, it'll make more sense later. But essentially, this is the selfie stick that I bought. This is straight from Insta360. This moves around, so that's pretty low quality. But in terms of the rod doesn't seem to bend very much, even at its longest length, so at least we got that. Next in this pouch, there's so many little pockets and zippers and everything to zip. You could divide this into a million different pieces if you wanted to. There's little pockets in the pockets, but I didn't go that ham. This is just a little lens cleaner. I think I'll always need one, either for sunglasses or for cleaning my camera lens. So I brought that. Obviously that weighs like nothing. And then this is a little charger with a USB. So this is a fast charger. If I need my phone to charge now, ASAP, I don't want to put it on the power bank or something, I can just plug it into either my little outlet I mentioned earlier, or just plug it into the wall if I can. This will charge my phone fast. So get that. And then I've got two more batteries. These are just cases for the actual Insta360 battery. If you care, that's what it looks like. So you can also store another micro SD card in each one if you wanted to. I do not have more than one, but I might end up getting one. And that's what, an ounce, if that. So that'll be easy. All right, and then next I've got the battery charger. Again, this is another Insta360 product. This is going to charge all three of my batteries at night or whatever. It charges through the power bank. I tested that yesterday, so we know that works. Then we have another cord. This is a USB to micro USB, but this is going to be probably going because I don't need that. That's it. That's done. I was originally going to bring my watch, which is a Samsung Gear 3, so it's a really old watch. Took it from my dad. It was a lot more comfortable than this watch, which is the Huawei watch. I don't know what model or whatever, but it's a Huawei watch. And I'll probably end up bringing this, even though I don't like it that much. I don't like the way that it is on my wrist. It just doesn't feel very quality. The Samsung one does, but the Samsung one dies literally every day. I took it from my dad. He gave it to me, and literally it dies after like 20 hours of use. So I'm charging it every single day, while the Huawei watch would last me a week before I need to charge it, if not more. This is just a USB to micro USB, or a USB to USB-C, excuse me. Another cord. This one's longer. I think this is 6 feet. So, you know, if I need that extra space in the hostel or something, it's good to have. And then this is another USB-C to USB-C. This is for the charger. So, it's in there. Now, I've seen other one-baggers. They've got these little cords that have attachments on them so that you don't have to get so messy with the cords and bring 7 different cords. But I don't have that. I feel like I've spent enough on getting ready for this trip already that I don't want to spend another dime. So after today, I'm kind of done. That merino wool jacket was $220. So that was an expense I was not expecting to go, but I think it'll be worth it, at least for a good 3 months of the trip. All right, so I'm gonna put these back. I'll put those back after the video. Next, we've got the toiletry case. So this is, again, Peak Design. This is the small toiletry case. They have a larger one. I don't know what the larger one, how much larger it is, in fact, but the smaller one works for me. So it has got a little hook in here. This little hook that unhooks and then attaches to whatever. I had a larger one from Amazon, just the normal one you could probably find on your first Amazon search. That's like, it's almost like a bag, and it just kind of drops down. And it's great. It's nice. It holds a lot of stuff, but it doesn't fit in my bag. So this is what I'm getting, and this works really well too. So there's a lot of stuff in here. I'll just kind of get right through it. It's got a toothbrush with a little toothbrush holder. So I just put this in here because I'm trying to be cleanly. It's got some hairspray, travel hairspray. It's got some shaving cream. It's got a comb. Comb I stole from a Vietnam hotel in October. Now these things I got from Matador. So these, I'm not going to take them out, but they are basically little dry sacks of soap and shampoo. And these are solid soaps and shampoos, which means it does not count towards my liquid count from Carry On. So these, for example, do count. So while this is going to be 1.5 ounces, this is 2 ounces. I've got those lotions for the deodorants I mentioned, which are each 3 ounces. And then we'll get into some other stuff, some toothpaste and whatnot. So I just don't want to be over that. This is just Crew for my hair. My little travel toothpaste. This is only, this is 0.85 ounces. So I'll probably be loading up on toothpaste more often than I would like. And then this, I actually got from, this idea I got from a YouTuber, One Bag, One World, after reviewing. This is awesome. So this is basically a little trimmer, battery powered. So you don't have to bring a charger. Saves you on weight. Just one AA battery will do the trick. And this will, you know, help trim up and whatnot, trim my beard. I'm not planning on clean shaving all the time. Got these little attachments here, all in this little pouch. So these attachments kind of attach onto this, like so. You can trim your beard, right, without actually shaving it off. Trim your sideburns, whatever. And then you could take that off and you could instead attach a razor to it, which is awesome. And it pops out, you can get new blades and all that if you need. I'm only gonna bring one blade and then I'll get these replacement blades on the road if I need to. I'm sure they have them. So I'm used to already shaving with a razor like this, just a normal razor. So not having to bring that extra stick and having it just stick on here as an attachment is freaking awesome. So thank you, forgot your name, your actual name, but One Bag One World YouTube channel. That dude is great. So that is essentially the majority of the stuff in here. The last thing is I've just got some little scissors that are the TSA limit. That's like less than 4 inches from the hinge or something like that. And some little tweezers, super cheap tweezers. A nail filer, which they might make me throw away. And if they do, that's okay. And a little nail clipper, which if they make me throw that stuff away, that is totally fine with me. I will just buy a cheap toenail clipper or whatever when I get there. Before I get into the bag, I want to go ahead, or the clothes bag, I want to go ahead and show you my last pair of shoes. So these do not fit in its own bag, or in the same bag, so I needed to have 2 bags. But it's actually better like that because I can squeeze them into the sides each and they don't take up one big thing. So these shoes are Hoka sandals, if you want to call these sandals. They are waterproof. I've worn them in the jacuzzi. And so they're basically like reef shoes, but they are also like hiking shoes. So these are great because in Asia, I feel like it's going to get hot. I don't want to wear those little flip-flops all the way, you know, all through my journey. But if I don't want to wear actual shoes, I can still wear something that's a little bit more breathable. I can also wear these if I'm diving or whatnot, or as like reef shoes, if you will. The one downside I have with them is that they are kind of floaty. So it's cool if I lose them in the water somehow, I guess, or if they fall off a boat. They're going to float, which is cool. But if I'm diving or snorkeling a little bit, they're probably going to keep my feet up. So pros and cons there. I'm bringing these because they're awesome shoes. And I don't like Crocs. This is just the other pair of that. Again, size 12.5 or whatever. Okay, so put those to the side. Oh, and one more thing. The Matador 22-liter day pack. Now, 22-liter for a day pack, for me, I feel like is a lot. I feel like I don't need a 22-liter day pack. For what I'm bringing in here in a day pack, I feel like a 16-liter or a 15-liter would be fine. However, those are not waterproof. They're only water resistant. So the 22-liter by Matador is the only waterproof one, and I don't want to buy another rain shield for my day pack. If my laptop is in here and it gets wet, I'm going to be sad. So this is the Matador day pack. It's still pretty compact, and it basically has a rolling mechanism similar to a dry bag, right? It just clips and stays dry. And then you unclip it, you roll it, and then it's got a little zipper here that you can unzip, and it's pretty deep. It's my whole arm. So That's pretty much it. It's nice because it's got 2 water bottle pouches. And it's still a mesh little strap that you would find on most packable day packs, but it's a little bit sturdier than that, I feel. And the cool thing about it is that even though it's just a day pack, it still has your strap for your chest and the other strap on the bottom for your waist. So it's just like a regular bag in that, and it actually goes above and beyond Peak Design bag. It's got the weight adjusters on the top. So don't think this is going to be crammed with stuff, but if I'm hiking up a long hill or just, walking around all day, being able to adjust the weight and reposition how much the weight is on my shoulders or my hips or whatever is going to be pretty nice. So this is a pretty cool bag all the same. I haven't used it yet because I would have loved to bring it on my camping trip, but they took forever with shipping. I'm spoiled with 2-day shipping on Amazon. Even Peak Design arrived in 3 days from San Francisco. This was stuck in, I don't know, Kansas or Tennessee or something in the Midwest for like 3 days for some reason. So I didn't get this bag until yesterday evening, the day that I got home. So I didn't get a camp with it. I didn't get a hike with it. But judging from the hiking with the Osprey bag that I returned, this is even lighter, and just wearing around the house for 5 minutes, it feels pretty comfortable. I think I'll be okay. That's done. The clothing bag. So this is a brand called Tripped, and Peak Design has another bag very similar to this, but this is Tripped. Not Peak Design. So it's got a handle, which is cool. All my clothes, aside from those 2 jackets, are in here. And I'm going to be wearing this as well. So this is just a Young LA shirt. This is a short that's also a bathing suit. It's got zippable pockets and whatnot. And then I've got merino socks, merino underwear. So 1 pair of that. Then I'll wear like my mask, my buff. Yeah, whatever. So first thing, I've got 1 pair of hiking pants. So I bought these at Costco. They are Mark New York. Nothing fancy about them. They're not the lightest pants in the world, but they do the trick. They've got a couple zippers here. Zipper on the front, 1 zipper on the front, 1 zipper on the back. Where is it? Here, zipper on the back. And it's got loops for the belt. So it works. When hiking with these, they're a little bit loose on me, but with the belt, they will be fine. There's that. This is also a Costco pickup. This is Eddie Bauer, my long sleeve shirt. So this I'm going to also be wearing at the airport to keep under the 12 kilogram limit. So this is basically my only long sleeve shirt, I believe, that I'm bringing. And this is going to be just something that dries quick. So if I need to use this over and over, I can just wash it at the hostel, dries quick, and then I'll be back in action because it's not merino. So it's going to stink after probably 1 use, knowing me. These, however, are merino. A little bit hairy from the dog. Went camping just the other day with them. It was 39 degrees, and these kept me warm. This is merino wool. This does not itch. For some reason, some brands of merino do itch me. This does not. This is Merry Wool. Merry Wool is the brand. And this is a brand that I got on Amazon. So, it works. This is a polo. I wanted to bring 1 polo. Again, this is a dry fit polo. It's still got the tag on it because I'm going to exchange it for a large. This extra large at Costco is just a little bit too small. Or too big, I mean. This is a Pebble Beach. Again, dry luxe. So, dry technology or whatever. It's like mostly polyester, so it'll do the trick. I just want something that I can wear around if I want to, but also can kind of quickly dress up if I need to, if I'm going to somewhere a little bit fancier. I don't plan to, but you never know when the occasion arises. This is going to be merino socks. I've got 1, 2, 3, and then the ones I'm wearing. So, funny thing about these merino socks, right? Merino is expensive. I went to North Face and got merino socks for literally, they were like $22, $24 a pair. And once I went to Costco, I immediately returned them because this, I wish I knew the brand. I'm sorry, I don't. But there was a 4-pack of merino wool socks for $20. So, I mean, that was a no-brainer. I returned all those North Face socks, and I'm just using these. They've been great. I've hiked with them a few times now, and they do not stink. They do not itch, and they seem to be holding up okay. Obviously, you can't tell that with just a couple of pairs, or a couple of runs, but so far they've been doing okay. I've worn these. I've tried to wear a pair like 3 days in a row. My socks and shoes do not stink. So that was proof enough. Also, I've got 3 pairs of regular merino underwear. So that's the one long pair I've got in case it gets cold, but I've got my regular underwear as well. So this brand is also Marywool, same brand. These are pretty darn comfy. They don't ride up. They're not super tight, and they're lightweight. And they're different colors. So if you wear this for like 3 days, the green ones, that you gotta wash them. So I've got enough undergarments, underwear. This I just got as well. I'm gonna I just replaced a different pair of shorts that I had because these are slightly lighter in terms of weight. And I wanted a pair of gray shorts. So I had these. Nope, not these. I had a different pair of Hurley shorts that I've had forever. But because I wasn't thinking travel when I bought them, 3 years ago or whatever, they're still in really nice condition, but they do not, they don't have any type of like zipper pocket, and they're not necessarily made for water, even though I think they'd be fine. These, however, are like a hang tan, quick dry. It's like those pseudo shorts. So they're swim shorts. They've got the mesh pockets, right? They dry quick. But this one also has a belt loop, so I can dress them up if I need to. And they've got zippered pocket on the front and the back. So a little bit more travel friendly when you're traveling. You want to have that extra security. So they can button up, but then they can also tie up like a swim short. So however you want to wear them, whatever the occasion is. Again, these are Hang 10. And the reason I have the tag on them is because these were slightly too small for me. I'm going to get a 36 instead of a 34. So there's that. Put those down there for now. All right. Next. This is just a regular Young LA cotton shirt. Oh, this is the long sleeve one. My bad. I meant to have a short sleeve one. It's just going to be a black shirt. Just like this shirt I'm wearing. Gray shirt. I'll have one short sleeve black shirt, which is probably dirty if that's the long sleeve one. These are the Hurley ones. Well, whatever. Those were heavier anyway. So I meant to pack let's see. Well, I don't know which ones I'm going to pack yet. Those ones I just mentioned are super light. Those other gray ones that I've got. But I've also got these green ones, which are also kind of like more swim shorts than anything. But I've worn them to jacuzzi. They dry pretty quickly. Again, another Costco. Jerry. You get these at Walmart probably. But mesh pockets. So these just don't, aside from the one back zipper, they don't have any front zipper. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But one more pair of shorts, right? It's either going to be the Hurley shorts that I really do like, but just aren't very travel friendly, or another one of those pseudo shorts, swim shorts, but not. And then finally, these are Eddie Bauer shirts. So these are extra larges. They fit me. They're a little like baggy on me, but they are so lightweight. I've got a scale here. Put it on the scale. So this is an extra large Eddie Bauer shirt, and it is 142 grams, so 1.4 kilograms. It is, I did that math wrong. 0.14 kilograms. Yeah, so anyway, those shirts were super light. I just replaced, I had Young LA shirts, these, which are cotton and heavy and long, and I like the way they look. They're great for working out, but those shirts will be a little bit more practical, I think, in terms of the weight and the lightness when I get to Southeast Asia. I'm gonna be happy I don't have cotton. So that is my case. There's one more cool thing about this case. There's a couple different cool things about this case. I'll go over the case now that it's unpacked. So the first is that, as you saw probably when I opened it, you don't have to unzip it. When you want to open it, there's these little tabs and they work perfectly. You just open it up. It's great. It seems stupid, it seems gimmicky, but it actually is awesome. Also, there's a little back pocket that's meant for dirty laundry. So you don't have to actually mix your clothes. If you know something's dirty, or maybe it got, dusty or maybe muddy or whatever, you can put it in here. It's not going to actually affect all your other clothes, and you can deal with it later. So that's cool. Finally, this actually has a compression system. So you can open it up, pack all your stuff, which I did earlier. And then when you're ready, when it's all jammed in there, you can just zip it back up, and it takes up a little bit less room. I'll leave that unzipped for now because I'm going to pack all this stuff anyway. All right, so all that stuff is out of the way. But we're not done yet. So there are some other things that I want to go over here. Some related to the bag, some related to other parts. So the cool thing about this bag as well, another cool aspect to it, is that it's got these little pockets. I know, right? More pockets. Can you believe it? It's got more pockets behind your water bottle pouch. So these are little safe pockets here. What I did was I put a little Samsung AirTag in there, or Smart Tag, I think it's called. So if I ever need to know where my bag is, awesome. I can signal it on my phone and find out where it is. Also, though, the cooler thing, or the other cool thing about it, since I'm checking on this bag, I hope I don't lose it. I mean, I'm not checking it on, I'm carrying it on. I hope I don't lose it. Is that if I lose my phone, I can double press this thing. I'm not going to do it now because I'm recording it on there. I'm recording it on my phone. But if I double press that button, it will signal my phone to start ringing. It's not going to call it so nobody can pick up, but it says your tag is trying to find you. So if somebody takes my phone and I find it quick enough, or I find out quick enough, I can press that button and it'll ring my phone. So, I mean, that's awesome. Now, this is a little 17-ounce water bottle I already went over, but I did not go over the little carabiners. These carabiners do not come with the bag. So this carabiner is lightweight, so I'm going to bring it, but kind of gimmicky, if you want to be honest. This thing, it feels like it slides off pretty easily, so I don't know how long I'm going to have this thing for. I hope forever, but it just basically makes a hook, right? So, I mean, my dog pouch already has a hook, so I don't need it for that. There's so many pockets on this bag that I don't need it for that. But when I had the Osprey bag, it was cool to be able to actually hook it on something, because the Osprey bag that I had, this was not very long. So hooking it on something did not work very well. But this one is pretty long. But if I still wanted a hook, let's say it doesn't hang on like a hanger or something, I could put this on a clothes, or on like a actual, like a clothes hanger or clothesline, and it would hang there. So depends on the situation. I don't see how it could be that useful, but I bought it just because I was on Amazon and it was cheap. So there's that. I've also got these little two carabiners here. One's here, So these things are cool because they connect in two different places and they lock, right? So they lock them if you want to. So that means you can put a water bottle in it, and unlike this one that you're afraid is going to fall off, as long as you're not, as long as you're not leaving them unlocked, you can make sure that water bottle's not going anywhere unless you want it to, right? So these things are a lot more convenient, and I bought 2 of them. One is there, and the other one is hanging on the water bottle. All right, and then we're almost done. There's nothing in that pocket, but in this pocket, this is a sleeping bag liner. And this is probably not necessary, but the reason I bought this is because I didn't know what I was doing. And there was another girl, or another one bag video I was watching. It was Nico or Miko, or I forgot their name now. I'm sorry, guys. You're very informative, and I watched your entire video, and it was great. But I feel like a lot of their stuff was like for outdoor camping. Like, I'm going to be out in the wilderness for a week and nobody around. What do I do, right? So they had like just some more stuff. Like they had like this, they called it a kitchen sink, right, from Sea to Summit that you could wash your clothes in. Well, I'm going to be in hostels, and all the hostels I saw that I've booked so far for Japan and Korea, and even in Vietnam so far, they've got washing machines. I don't need that stuff, right? So, and worst case scenario, if I really needed to wash my clothes in the one hostel that doesn't have a washing machine, well, I can use the sink. I'm not the end of the world. So I didn't bring the kitchen sink, even though I bought it. But this thing I think I am going to use. When I was in Kern River just yesterday or whatever, I did actually end up using it just to test it out. And this thing's pretty cool. It's like a mummy sack. So you sleep in it, right? And this is great because a lot of the hostels I was looking at, they've got, one sheet, right? Or one blanket. And I'm a guy who likes heavy blankets, right? So you can see my thing there. I don't know what I'm going to do. I like 3 pillows. I like 3 pillows sandwiched my head. And I also like to be cuddled, right? Really, really with heavy blankets. This is not heavy by any means, but it does, you can contract it and kind of feel like you're in that cocoon almost. And then you can put a blanket on top of it that's going to kind of push it all down on you. So using this in a sleeping bag, I felt more comfortable. I was also able to kind of put the whole thing over me and still have air because it is really light. If I did that with the sleeping bag, obviously I would suffocate myself. So this was this is pretty convenient, and even though it does take up a pocket in my bag, I feel like staying on the outer pocket, it's worth the wait. So just kind of stuffs back into its own pack. And in case you're wondering, this is called the Coolmax Adapter Insect Shield. So who knows? Maybe if it gets really in those tropical places like Philippines and Thailand and whatnot, if it starts getting insects and bugs and stuff, that maybe this will protect me from some bites at night. Who knows? Maybe it will. So that's that. I'll tuck that away later. So there's another pocket on the bag, but we're not done yet. There's one more pocket. So, like I mentioned, the day pack, completely waterproof. Don't have to worry about that. Didn't have to bring a rain shield or anything. But this bag, water resistant, got some nice heavy duty zippers, but not waterproof. So, I bought the rain shield, again from Peak Design. So underneath this front pouch of this bag is not just wasted space. Even though it's padding, which is awesome, there's a pocket in here. And there's hooks. So I hooked the rain shield on, and the rain shield is meant for this bag. So literally, it starts raining, right? You don't ever use this shield unless it's raining, so you want it to be in an inconspicuous spot that doesn't take up any of your bag space, but when you need it, you can pop it right open. So literally it starts raining, you just pop this out. And because it's designed for the bag, it fits perfectly. And there you go. You're rainproof. And if you don't think so, you can tighten it to make sure it is, right? So you can tighten that to be whatever you want. And then let's say it stops raining, right? You just unpack it, shove it back in this little bag that it's already attached to. No getting in your bag to go put that in. You just zip this back up and shove it back in there until the next time you need it for rain. That was super, super cool. That was a really cool feature I liked a lot. Hidden in this back pocket, though, is also a little cup. I know, kind of random, right? I don't know why I saved this for the end, but this was also Sea to Summit. Again, recommended to me by those guys. But I'll put their link in the bottom in the comments when I find the name and have the time. But essentially, this is like a little cup, so you can put coffee in it. You could save food in it. It's waterproof, or it's leak proof, so you could put liquids in there and save it if you really needed to, right? Like a drink or something. I drink like a fish, so I don't expect to save any liquids. But in terms of food, right, you can just put some whatever in there in case your stash or little bag wasn't enough. I just feel like it'll be nice for coffee or whatever if the hostel doesn't have a cup, right? Just good to be prepared. So there's that. The final thing, which probably won't be using very much, but it's nice to have, are also hooked onto the thing that the rain pouch is hooked onto. And by the way, these just close with magnets, so super, super convenient. It also can hold some stuff on the outside, right? You can hook them here and hold on to a sleeping bag or a pillow or whatever you wanted, right? I'm not doing that, so these I don't know if I'll use very much, but it's nice to build some space in my bag in case I needed to. Again, you saw how packed my bag was full of stuff, so I can't do this, but maybe you can. If you didn't want this to be such a bulky bag, which it does turn out to be when it's fully packed as you saw at the beginning, you can close and compress it if you want. And if you want to make this a little bit of a more fit form, there's these little snap buttons that you can snap. And your backpack just a little bit smaller of a bag. I'm not going to do that because I don't have the room to be able to close anything. I'm taking up every inch of this baby. But it is nice to wear when I am. So apparently, if you don't compress it and you just keep it like a regular big bag, it goes beyond the carry-on size limit. That's not what my plan is. So I've already packed this bag to make sure that even when it's packed, if I dress with both my jackets on, which I've already done, if I dress with both my jackets on, my long sleeve shirt, basically if I just put some stuff in my pockets, like the power bank, for example, and the camera, put some stuff in my pockets and just kind of go like that, I can squeeze this bag down enough to not be to be compressed. Not at the very top with the clickety-clack buttons, but I can at least close it while not being the fullest that it can be, and it works. And so that'll be carry size limit. Basically, you put it on the scale, right? You get to the counter, and then you can take off your jackets, right? So I've made sure that it works with everything packed in there at the lightest clothing, right, that I've got, and everything still fits in the bag. Also, that everything is still under the weight limit of that 12 kg and the size limit for pretty much all the budget airlines. So that's my video, guys. I know if you've watched this for an hour, I mean, thank you. This is probably I think this is my first video of actual posting regarding this trip. If you want to, go along with my journey, go ahead and subscribe or whatever, like. And yeah, I really appreciate it. One more thing I forgot to mention. This is going to be where I put my phone, waterproof phone. It's got some change in it right now from the shower at the campsite, but that'll be replaced with my passport, my international driver's permit, and my phone. So that is pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, please go ahead and leave a comment and I'll reply. All right. Thanks so much. Have a good one. Bye-bye.